3.1 Graph linear equations in two variables. So in this sections, we're going to review how to graph a line, which is linear equations in two variables, by plotting method and intercepts. And also we're going to look at horizontal line and vertical lines. So as you can see, recall when you have written in ax plus by equal to c, that format, that is a standard form. If you write in y equal to mx plus b, that format is slope-intercept form. And if it is a horizontal line, we only have the variable y in an equation. If it is a vertical line, we only have x in an equation. So now the question is, what is a solution of this equation? So since this is a linear equations in two variable, the solution will be in order pairs that satisfy the equation. So how do we determine these equation, the solution of these equations? Okay. So for example 1, if I want to determine 2, 5 is a solution of the equation y equal to 3x minus 1 or not, so like before, we substitute the value to corresponding variables and then simplify on each side. So that give us 5 is equal to 3 times 2 minus 1, which gives me 5 is equal to 5. So this is a true statement. So that tells us this order pair is a solution. So therefore, 2, 5 is a solution. Right? 2, 5 is a solution. And linear equation in two variable have many solutions. Okay, so the method that we're going to review, graph by plotting, is basically finding out multiple solutions and use them to graph it. So particularly, I want you to find 3 solutions. So in order to make easier to find the solution, first we're going to solve for y. So that means I'm going to add both sides of equations x and then divide by 4 on both sides of equation. So if I split it, the equation, that gives me 1 over x. Right? If I split the fractions, then that will be 1 over 4 times x and plus 8 divided by 4, which is 2. And the reason why you want to rewrite it into this format is because um, by writing into slope-intercept form, like, we can find out a good numbers for the solution. So now you can see that for every x that you pick, you will get a y value, right? And then which will give us an order pair. So because of the coefficient of x is 1/4, I'm gonna pick multiple of 4 for value x. So that means I can pick -4, 0, and 4, which will make it a very nice, neat outcomes. right? Which will give us a very nice, neat outcome. So if that means, let me show it to one. If I substitute -4 for x, and 4 and a -4 and 1 4, they cancel out, so this will become -1 plus 2, which give us the answer 1. So that tells me when it's -4, my y will be 1. So the order pair will be -4, comma 1. Similarly, you can continue finding out the rest of it, right? When you substitute 0, so 1 4 times 0 is 0, plus 2 will be 2. So I got 0, 2. Similarly, when you substitute x with 4, 1 4 times 4 will be 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So which will give us 4, 3. Okay. So not necessarily you have to pick -4, 0, 4, as long as it is a multiple of the denominator of the fractions, and we will get a nice neat number. So now that we got 3 solutions, we will use them to graph a line. So the first point is -4, 1, which is right here, -4, 1. And the second point is 0, 2, which is right here. And the third point is 4, 3, so which is right here. And the reason why I asked you to find 3 solutions is because when you see all 3 points lined up on a straight line, that means your computations are correct. If you only choose 2 points, if you only find 2 solutions, then you may not see the mistake that you're making. So finally, connecting all these points together, that gives us a straight line. So that is a review of graphing equation by plotting points, meaning plotting the solutions. Next up, we want to review on vertical line and horizontal line. It is very important that you remember the equation format. If it is a horizontal line, that will be y equal to some number. If it is a vertical line, that will be x equal to some number. And graphing part, once you recognize the graphing part is very easy. When I say in example 3, y equal to -4, that is basically talking about, here's my x and y axis, and my y is -4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's -5. And y equal to -4, that means in every order pairs, your y will be always -4. X can be any value. So that makes it a horizontal line that passes through y equal to -4. So notice that on this line, it doesn't matter which x value is, your y coordinate will be always -4. Similarly, on a vertical line, when the vertical line tells you x equal to 5, that means on a vertical line, your x coordinates will be always 5. So here's my xy axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we have a line that x coordinate is always 5, so that means it's a vertical line that passes through x equal to 5. So notice that on that line, any points on that line, your x coordinate is always 5. Lastly, we want to review graphing by intercept. When a line or a graph of an equation passes through the y-axis, the point that intersecting the graph and the y-axis is called y-intercept point. And similarly, if the graph passes through x-axis and the intersection points is called the x-intercept. So these are the 2 points. So we can easily find those points by doing this. If you want to find x-intercept, your y will be always 0. Because when you pass through x-axis, your y value is going to be 0. No matter where you pass through x-axis, even right here, that will be also my y again is 0. So similarly, for the y-intercept, if you want to find the y-intercept, you're going to have to let x be equal to 0. So what we want to review in this example is finding the x-intercept and y-intercept of the graph, the line, and then use them to graph it. So first, you have to read these questions carefully. I asked you to find the intercept, that means x-intercept and y-intercept, and then we have to graph, so 2 parts. Now, finding the intercepts, so if I want to find the x-intercept, and I'm going to let y be equal to 0. Okay, let y be equal to 0. So that means in the equation 3x plus 0 equal to 12. This gives us 3x is equal to 12. Dividing both sides by 3, which gives us x is equal to 4. The intercepts are points, so you have to write it in order pair. So my order pair will be 4, 0. Now, I'm very picky about that because on the test, if you don't give me an order pair, I do take out points. So get a habit of writing the points in order pair. Okay. So next, I want to find out my y-intercept. So that means I have to let my x be equal to 0. Substituting into equations, 3 times 0 plus y equal to 12, which gives us y is equal to 12. So the order pair will be 0, comma 12. So now we use these 2 points to graph. My x-intercept is 4, 0, so it's just going to be x is 4, y is 0 right here. And my y-intercept is 0, 12, so it will be out of the graph, so we will just go 2 more units out of the graph, which is going to be right there. And if I connect these 2 points together, that will give me a straight line, which represent this equation. And that will be end of this section.